Hey everybody, Dino Banjorno here from eXtendTech once again. Today, I'm taking you through our Extend Orders bundle, which is our custom order configurator for promotional product suppliers and distributors. So today I'm going to be working in the context of a supplier taking an order for a distributor customer. And as I scroll down the page on this order entry screen, you'll notice right away what we have here is our item deco tab. This is where we bring in the custom order configurator to enter those line items, bringing together blanks and decoration details in a seamless, streamlined fashion. So what I'm going to start off here doing is by adding some blank product. And I could do so either at the matrix parent level and then in a grid fashion, select my color and size options, or I could just select my part level items straight away. So I'm going to select my part level items. I'm going to pull in this clear water bottle, the red, and the blue. And you'll notice within the UI there, after I selected those products, you'll notice that I have available quantities displayed right within the UI here. So I can see that I can easily meet the needs of the distributor customer's order. And I can go ahead and set forth my quantities, 300 of those, 250 of those, 150 of the blue. In this scenario here, we are running up against native NetSuite functionality specifying minimum order quantity, where our minimum quantity based on our rules on this product is the minimum is 180. So we get stopped. We can either have the option of bumping this up or applying one of those less than minimum charges. But I'm going to bump it up to 180 just to get through the capture of the blank product. If I were ordering less than the minimum and I wanted to add in that surcharge, I could use that add surcharge items modal and bring in the applicable less than minimum charge. Of course, these list of surcharges on those blank products would be curated based on the types of surcharges you may apply. Once we've laid down the product, now it's going to get into the decoration details. How are we going to embellish that group of 3 different water bottles? Now, within this UI, we can either accommodate the use of a contract decorator or in-house decoration. I'm going to work with in-house for this example video. And from these imprinting details for my in-house decoration, this is where I get into working with all of the embellishment methods that I would be applying with my in-house decoration options. So I would curate this based on the types of operations that I perform. And I would also further filter this list down based on the type of product that I've set forth on the blank item selection. So for example, if I was truly applying some filtering logic here, I would not be presenting something like laser engraving on a plastic water bottle. So just keep that in mind as I walk through the examples here, that I'm going to just select silkscreen as my imprint method configuration. And then location, very similar to the imprint method, would also be curated based on the type of product, whereas a wearable might have front left chest, left sleeve, right sleeve. The drinkware in this case has our applicable options, side 1, side 2, or a wrap. So I'm going to go forward with selecting a side 1 imprint. Now, I have my list of colors. So if I'm selecting a single color imprint, you'll notice in the lower portion of the screen, I automatically have a single setup and a first run charge established there at the detail level. Now, if I were to bump up that number of imprint colors up to 2, you'll notice what happens in the lower portion of the screen where my setup gets bumped up to 2, my first run, and then I get an additional run as well. So sort of auto applying the setup logic based on the number of colors that would be applied in this silkscreen method. Next, I run up against the color of my embellishment. So I could either do this, some folks do it based on PMS color, other folks do it based on a color list. Some folks even do freeform. In any way that you cut it, we can accommodate your specific use case requirements. So if you were doing some PMS color applications, we could select your PMS colors that would apply. Imprint size typically is freeform because we see a lot of different mechanics here in terms of how people capture either dimensional, 3.5 by 3.5, or maybe they're just typing something like max to make use of the max imprint area space. Whatever the scenario there is, we can capture that. And then when it comes to capturing your artwork, I would refer you to our other videos that we have on extend files and how we bring in the artwork and get it attached onto sales orders for execution along with proof approvals. Similar to what we did with surcharges on the blank products, we can also apply the surcharges on the decoration elements. Stuff like proof charges or color match charges can all be curated as those types of decoration surcharges and be selected from this list as well. And then as we were to add, if we needed to add additional decoration lines, we can either copy and edit accordingly or just create new. And then we could continue adding additional products as well here, just by adding a new product. And then you would start the same cycle over again, where you have a new blank product and apply whatever decoration elements you needed to that product. When all is said and done, what we need to do is take all of the good promo details we've captured within this UI and spin it out to native NetSuite line items. Now that we've spun out our native NetSuite line items, you'll notice that we've shifted into the native NetSuite items tab here, where we've taken everything we've captured under that item deco tab for the eXtendOrders configurator, and now we've spun out and we have our 3 different blank products of those different water bottles: the clear, the red, the blue. And then you'll notice, as a result of those decoration details, we've also captured here the setup charge, the 2 setup charges actually, because it's a 2-color job, and we've captured all the decoration details in here. It's a side 1 silk screen with those 2 PMS colors, max size. And then we've also captured that first run and the additional run charges as well. So very quickly through that streamlined UI, we're able to capture all of the blanks and embellishment details and spin out to the native NetSuite line items quickly and easily. Sort of these dynamic builds which make our industry so unique. If you found today's video useful, helpful, informative, I encourage you to subscribe to our videos, our blog, follow us on social media, and continue to learn new and inventive ways that we can help you maximize your NetSuite investment. Thanks for watching.